At today's Summer Game Fest, we got our second look at RGG's new IP called Project Century. The first look we got was at the Game Awards last year, and it was clear that this was something entirely new that we'd never seen before. I remember watching this revealed live and being like, holy shit, is that the RGG logo? It was so out of left field, because we're seeing a Yakuza game that's set in 1915 Japan. Of course, we've seen Yakuza games set in older times, such as Yakuza 0, Ishin, and Kenzan, but 1915 Japan is an interesting point to visit, seeing as it's not ancient like Ishin or Kenzan, but it's not in a nostalgic time either like Yakuza 0 was. It was also extremely interesting to see the new blue-eyed protagonist, not just a Kiryu skin on a guy called Sakamoto. It was safe to say that this was a serious new IP from Ryuga Gotoku with a big budget behind it, and people got excited. Fast forward to today, we got our second look at this new project, which is now called Stranger Than Heaven, and in my opinion, this trailer took my hype to 100, and let me tell you why. So it's easy to start off with the fact that this trailer is interesting because it's set in 1943, whereas the first trailer was set in 1915. So this time we're seeing a bit more modern version of Japan. Specifically, this looks like Sotenbori from many of the other Yakuza games. The visuals here look absolutely gorgeous, super vibrant, really high quality textures, and just incredible lighting in the city, and the city is packed and it's dense and it just looks absolutely amazing. We also see our protagonist again, this time noticeably aged with a whole new getup, and this time he has a name, Mako Daito. Just from the trailer alone, we could gather quite a little bit about him. So number one, he is ruthless in combat. Unlike any of the other protagonists RGG have had, Mako can kill enemies by showing them no mercy. This is very interesting because RGG have made it a point in all their previous games to have you not play as a murderer, but in this game, it seems like you could kill just about anybody. Kinda makes me think, since you've presented the option, you can have almost a high honor and a low honor statistic similar to Red Dead 2 or Infamous Second Son that will affect small things in the game, or maybe even the story outcome. And number two, while we don't have the best read on his job, it's pretty safe to assume he's in the underworld. Personally, I think he's a shady detective. It's not that solid of a theory, but in the trailer we see him observing something and writing it down in a notepad, and his whole getup in this trailer seems very noir and detective-like. And the big one for me is that the cutscene at the end of the trailer has him talking to a foreigner that was surprised that Mako was Japanese and spoke English. And that guy kind of looked like a detective as well. There is also a theory I saw floating around Twitter that Mako is actually Makoto Tojo, the first Tojo clan chairman. And I guess I could see this happening, but personally I think it'd be better to completely detach this IP from any previous Yakuza games. And number three, this guy is an absolute monstrous aura farmer. Like, he deadass took his glasses off, stared at the sky for a second, looked at the guy, and said some cold shit at the end of the trailer. You could just tell this guy is going to be aura farming at any given moment. For what little gameplay sections were shown, we have a peek at his inventory, which seems to consist of medicine, food, and alcohol, which seems standard enough, but it's cool that you can quickly access these without having to pause the game. We also see that there are 3 status effects in the game: hunger, thirst, and health, and these are pretty self-explanatory. We also see a bit of the combat in this trailer, and it looks as dirty and gritty as it has ever been, and I love it. It's not polished up MMA skills, it feels like an actual street fight. There also is the option to show mercy or show no mercy to enemies, and I'm not fully aware of the capacity that this option shows up, so it'll be interesting to see what we could do with this in the game. Now on to some of the hidden things that you might have missed. First of all, I need to give a huge shout out to @KetruB on Twitter for finding these Easter eggs. I definitely wouldn't have found the second one out, so huge shout out to them. First of all, at the end of the trailer, we got a flash of about 10 different logos for the game, and one of them had a tagline, and it read, "Life never stops, tossed by fate, a man defies the storm." Now, while this is very interesting by itself, there was also another huge Easter egg that was extremely hard to find. But if you pause at 157 in the trailer and for a literal frame, you could see that there are dates that go 1915, 1929, and 1943, and a few more under it that just aren't visible. But these years are jumping 14 at a time. So what this tells us is that we will be playing as Mako in multiple different eras of time in 14-year increments. This is absolutely incredible. It's such a bold and creative way to tackle a new IP. I mean, for years, RGG's biggest problem with Yakuza was that it was too hard to catch up on the 10 mainline games just to fully get the story of the new one. But now they have a guy's entire life being played over the course of one game. So that about covers everything you need to know about Stranger Than Heaven. Let me know your thoughts and theories on the trailers we have so far in the comments. Me personally, my hype factor is at a 10 out of 10, and I really cannot wait for more details. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm planning on doing a review for Yakuza 0 Directors, but my Switch 2 isn't getting here for another week or two. But I'm committed to doing it just because of the discourse I've been seeing on Twitter. So I kind of want to input my 2 cents on it because it seems a bit controversial. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.